Welcome, Denise. Thanks for joining me on
Thanks,
Essential
Gary.
Stories. This is so much fun. I have
Thanks
to
for having
say,
me.
I've been looking forward to this interview for a long time because you and I have known each other, gosh, for how long?
2005?
Five, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
it's awesome. So we start the interview a little bit differently. The idea is we're going to throw out some this or that questions, just to kind of lighten the mood and have a little bit of fun. And hopefully the first one you'll enjoy because I think I know the answer to this, but we'll see.
Okay.
See Lady Gaga in a movie or see Bradley Cooper in concert?
Oh, I'm a Gaga fan. I'm going to have to go with Gaga.
Gaga for
Is that
Gaga.
what you guessed?
What?
Is that
That's
what you
what I
guessed?
guessed. I knew you're a big fan. So when I saw the question, I was like, oh, I think she's going for Gaga.
Yeah.
Although Bradley Cooper is cute. I'm
And
not
I'm,
sure if he can sing though. So,
well, he can a little
can
bit
he?
with
Okay.
Gaga's help. He can sing with Gaga's
Okay.
help. But I love experiences. So it could have
Right.
been that.
That's true too. Right. Could go either way. All right. Win the lottery, but have to spend it all in one day, or triple your current salary forever.
Oh, yeah. I think it would triple my current salary forever because I think I can do more with that.
Nice. Live until you're 200. And you and I know have been focused on longevity for so long. And I totally didn't plan this question. Live until you're 200 and look your age, which is pretty darn amazing. Or look like you're 22 your whole life, but die at 65.
Well, okay, so this is a little bit difficult because who's with me at 200?
Okay.
Because I want to go through life with my loved ones and my friends and meet new people. Who am I meeting at 200? Um, yeah, I think it has to be quality of life. So if my quality of life is rich, then I'd rather live to 200. But if it's not, I'm going out in 2 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't want to think about that.
No, I'm
No,
teasing.
no, not even thinking about that. All right. Ready? Give up cursing forever or give up ice cream for 12 years.
Yeah, I could easily give up ice cream for 12 years.
There we go. But driving around New Jersey, I don't know if you could give up cursing.
No, no, we have merging issues here.
Ah. Locked, let's see, be locked for a week in a room that's overly bright or a room that's totally dark.
Oh, I always go to the light.
Yeah, both sound a little bit like torture, though, I have to
Yeah, I
say.
would agree.
Yeah.
That's a weird question.
Um, someone see all the photos in your phone or read all your text messages.
Okay, what's the question? Would I rather someone see
Which
all?
would you rather, that someone see all the photos on your phone or read all your text messages?
Well,
I'm assuming this is someone you don't know.
yeah, but I think I'd rather the photos. Like, if I could share the photos and the experiences with everyone, I would put it online, but I don't think anyone cares. So I would say photos. And it's because I take them not just for me.
Of course. And I think all your photos would be amazing. I guess some people might have embarrassing photos on their phone, but I can't imagine your phone would have, embarrassing photos.
Those photos are in here,
There
the
you go.
embarrassing ones.
And last one, celebrate the 4th of July with Taylor Swift or Christmas with Mariah Carey.
Oh, that's not even a thing. If you said celebrate the 4th of July with Taylor Swift or Christmas with your family, uh, that's a that's it would be family. That's
Right.
totally Taylor Swift. And the 4th of July is my favorite holiday. So
It it
there's
is. And you have a couple of cool traditions. You want to share those?
well, the 4th of July.
Yeah, I
Well,
love
first,
those.
I will. You know why? Because I love it so much. First of all, with my history with my son, he was always healthy. in July. And
Oh,
so that month was so laid back and easy. But who doesn't like the 4th of July? There are parades. There are, you're with people who you love. There's great food. There are no presents involved, except I do have a nephew who's born on the 4th of July. But that's not a pressure. It's not like Christmas.
no.
Right? And it's just so fun. So we literally have all gone into our small little 2-block town and watched the 6-minute parade and celebrated with people from the present, the past. Unbelievable. And that's a wonderful thing. And then we go over to one of my brother's homes and we cook out and we eat fantastic food and we get to spend time together. And there's very few places I'd rather be than spending it with my family. I just really enjoy them.
It's neat. And she lives in the most adorable town in New Jersey, and it really is like Americana. I know New Jersey gets a bad name, but we have a lot of really cool traditions.
Don't
Don't-
tell people.
I'm not telling them
We
where.
have already enough people here.
Oh, no more people. New Jersey is terrible.
It's awful. Just drive up and down the turnpike.
Right. And then you'll know.
I know, but when you drive,
Exactly what the whole state is all about.
exactly. So when you drive through those beautiful little towns, like our town is the most picturesque town, and so is yours.
Yes.
They're beautiful towns,
They
gorgeous.
are beautiful towns, and
Yeah,
people maintain them, which
yeah.
is which shows you the love that I think the
We
community
do,
really,
we do love it, and
yeah.
it is a community.
And they don't really move, I have to say, right? They don't.
Well,
Not too many
I'm
people move out.
I'm here 56 years, so don't ask
Yeah,
me.
I know.
I have traveled, but
I am, yeah, I have to count, but I'm definitely approaching 40 years, so that's a long time.
amazing.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the heart of the matter. The
Okay.
juice of the oils. Here we go. Now, we're not talking about companies right now. We're not talking about particular oils, but can you go back in your memory? Could go
Mhm.
back as far as you can and remember your first essential oil experience.
You know what's really cool?
What?
It was with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Never used an oil before that.
No.
Oh my gosh. So it's okay. So you have to share what happened.
So my girlfriend, a mutual friend of ours,
Yep.
said, "Hey, my friend is giving an essential oil talk. Would you like to go?" And at the time I said yes. It felt fine. At the time she called and said, "I'm going to pick you up in an hour," I was already exhausted. It was a long day in and out of the hospital with Luke. And I thought, no, and it was rainy, it was cold, it was a November night, it was dark. And I remember thinking, oh, I don't want her to go alone. And she was
Oh,
driving. So I thought, okay, oh my gosh, best decision of my life. And you gave the talk.
I
And
did.
I
And
remember,
it's funny. I remember the talk. I remember the dining room table. I remember the rain and thinking no one's going to show up. The table was full, as I
hmm,
recall. Like the room, everybody came out.
it was fantastic.
What a miracle. Yeah.
Well, it captured my attention because being on protocols set by, physicians for Luke, I was always looking for something natural to kind of balance, if you could balance chemo and anything. But
Right.
I always feel like if you have multiple tools, your outcome is always going to be better. And the more you know, the better off you are. And so I was really intrigued that night. I bought the 1 pack of 10 oils, and I called you when I got it in, and you walked me through it again. And I started using them little by little on Luke and then the rest of the family. But Luke
Right.
always,
But he got first dibs.
he did.
And you know what's beautiful about that, and I don't know if you knew at the time, but I had just learned about oils in 2005.
Oh,
And
see,
so what's sort of amazing to me, like hearing that story recounted, I've heard it 100 times, right? And I remember it so clearly, was the impact that was able to be made even through someone who wasn't very seasoned in talking about essential oils, sharing essential oils, learning about essential oils, that the oils themselves had so much, I don't know what the word is, power or
Potential.
efficacy, and there were really good books to reference. There was, a lot of safety around it. So, I felt like I wasn't going to mess anything up for you and your family, although I was really nervous because I felt like I got thrown in at the deep end of the pool when I first started with oils because a lot of my friends had young kids, and there were some kids that had some extra special challenges, and you don't want to get anything wrong, right?
No, but it's hard. I think it's hard to get things wrong with oils. I mean, we know that now.
Yeah.
But I will be forever grateful to Suzanne. I can say her name. Um,
Yeah, we
and,
love
and
her.
for you, because it really helped us address so many side effects of treatment that it was a blessing. It really was a total blessing in my life. So that night, I remember very, very clearly, and I always will. And I remember laying on the couch being exhausted, thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to go. And yet it being the best decision.
Yeah, so word to all of us, we have those days, right? We have those days where we're like, oh, I planned to do this. I really want to go. Go. Sometimes I think it's just good, just put on your shoes, throw on your coat, and
I
just
agree.
go and see what happens because
I agree.
it could change your life and you never know, right?
I agree
And
100%.
and it changed my life as much as I think it may have changed your life at the time because I can't imagine my life without our beautiful partnership and our beautiful friendship and all of the fun things that we got to do with our kids and our families. And it really has been the most enriching experience, and all for a rainy night.
100%,
So
Carrie.
you just really never know. Like
You
honestly,
don't
like you
ever
think back
know.
and go, wow, I could have missed that. Like I really, really could have missed that. That was like a big anchor point for me anyway, just like, wow, all right, I missed
100%.
that.
100%. And I will tell you, I'm going to just take a second longer.
Yeah,
I don't know how Luke would have done because I saw how other children did. So I don't know how he would have done, right?
right.
I know that they were a big part of his success, but that was in a large part due to the fact that I could email you at 4 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock in the morning, I'd have an answer back. And you seemed, I never thought when when you gave the talk, you could have been doing it for 10 years the way you're always so professional and so knowledgeable, and you share your knowledge, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I just, I felt like I had tools that I could lean on. And I think for anyone who's thinking, can I actually talk to someone about my essential oil experience, or can I honestly talk about something that maybe I haven't used before? Lean on those tools, right? Those tools are like gave me the confidence to share that night, even though I didn't have years of experience behind me. So that made me feel comfortable, and I'm glad that that came out. I don't even remember it. I just remember meeting you. It's like I don't remember what I said, I don't remember what we talked about, but I remembered the relationship, and I've always remembered the relationships, through this
Yeah,
whole thing.
it was a blessing for
That's
sure.
what that kind of, that's the aftertaste of this business, is the beautiful relationships. And you coined a phrase that our entire community uses now over and over again. And before this, runs out, I have to make sure that you get props for that, which is side benefits, right? That like the one thing you said to me was, gosh, these oils do so much, and there's all these side benefits, and I realized because your experience was full of side effects, right? Things
Hmm.
like these
Hmm.
warnings, these dangers, these things to be aware of, and how to make good decisions when there's side effects, right? And then to flip it on its head and realize I'm in a world of side benefits. Like that must have like how this is not even a question I wanted to ask you, but like how did that feel on your journey at that point, knowing
It
it was
was,
just
again, it was such a blessing because I never worried about the oils. I just didn't. I
right?
always knew that somehow he was going to benefit, or his sister, or myself, or my husband. We were going to benefit from them. There always was a benefit, whether I was wearing them or he was wearing them. It didn't matter. So it was honestly, I can't imagine, like I said, I can't imagine where we would be
Mm.
and how we would have weathered all of that um, without, and that's a whole nother show.
Right. That is, yeah, that could be a really fun whole other show. But we're, we could have many shows. And, as we've already set up the framework, we're talking about a long relationship, a lot of oil uses, two different companies, lots of different experiences. But let's take a time shift forward and we're going to get to, let's see, 2010. So we're going to go ahead wait, is that right? 5 years?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Was it 2010, 2013? Sorry,
It was
2013.
2010.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
2010?
2010.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we're going to take a leap forward. No, because to
Yes.
doTERRA.
Oh, okay. So you're going there. I
I'm
went to the
going
first,
there. I'm
I
going to
went,
doTERRA 2013. So we're going to take a leap forward to
okay.
2013. And I want you to talk about like when you first heard about doTERRA
Mm.
and what like sparked your curiosity because you were pretty happy with your oil journey up until that point. So what happened?
But our oil journey up to that point, or just a little bit before, was mainly personal, right? Do you
Right.
remember sitting down with me and having coffee 4.5 years after we were using the oil, saying, "I think I want to do this."
Oh
You were
yeah, then we have to talk about that. So
you,
that it was
you,
that
you were
2010.
shocked.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
2010. So
you were
what
so
changed?
shocked.
Let's back up for a minute. What changed in 2010?
Luke was finally ready to go back to school after 10 years. And my career was something I was no longer interested in. It didn't add to the world, right? And now I knew all this about the body and saw what happens in real time to the body and how quickly you can fall and how long it takes to build back up. And so I saw the efficacy of these products, like on multiple levels, whether that's physical or mental or spiritual, whatever it is, it made such a big impact. And so I thought, why don't I take what I know about the body, my education over the last 10 years, and apply that with oils? And so I call you up and I say, hey, can we meet? I'd like to talk about the business. And you were like, what? You literally said, what?
I did.
And I was
What
like,
business? I know.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, the oil business? And you're like, really? And I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't want me to do this. Um, so we met for coffee, and you were like, I just am shocked. But my brother said to me, think of something that's really fun. That's what he said. He
Okay.
said, people don't spend enough time planning out their life. They plan their vacations more
Oh,
than they do
wow.
their life. Right. And that made me think. And
Yeah.
I said, I really love helping people. Because, once you get that bug, once you see how it works, you can't help but crack a bottle and say, oh, you have a cough? Here, try this. Your nose is stuffed, try this. Oh, you got a sting or something? Try this. You just can't. It's almost impossible, especially of young children. We had young children.
Yeah.
And so many things happen on a daily basis. So we had that talk. We sat down, we had that talk, and you said, okay. And I think the next week I had probably 8 people around my table.
Yeah.
You came and you gave those first 4 or 5 talks, and then we were off.
And yeah, and then you were like ready to go. You're like, I have this. I know I can do this. And you did. You really, really did. You were and just to give you an idea, it didn't, limit itself to your little town, even though there were so many people in that little town. I feel like you knew the entire town and that they were all invited to some kind of oil presentation. Um, but from that rippled out a tremendous number, thousands of people, really, thousands of people in other countries and other cities and other states and other walks of life with kids, without kids,
Mhm.
people coming to you out of the blue, and talking to you about products. And I have to say, those were fun years. We had really, really good, enjoyable times. And I honestly, like, I thought this was going to be the way our life was just going to keep unfolding and we were going to just keep doing this forever. Like, at that time I was like, this is it. We found a great company, we found great partnerships, and we're loving what we do and we're moving forward. And then this company doTERRA kind of showed up. So I want to know your first, like, do you remember the first time you heard about them, or what
Yeah,
caught your
100%.
ear?
100%. So you asked why the switch. The switch was because I am a professional and I no longer aligned. What I wanted to achieve, how I wanted to help people, no longer aligned. And so I was already 1 foot out or 2 feet out the door.
Yeah,
I went to your house to tell you.
you did. You were very upfront, very professional about it, but you were like, this isn't where we could be.
Mm-mm. And all you, all I had to do was smell grapefruit.
Oh, grapefruit.
And that grapefruit compare to the other one blew my mind. And it was
Wow.
great. I was like, no,
And it's grapefruit, right? You feel
this
like,
is
what's
amazing.
grapefruit, right? What's
This
great
is
about
amazing.
it? Yeah.
And then Deep Blue came out. I'm like, what? I love this. So this is amazing. And I think also the literature.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Story, the way
education.
they could tell the story, right?
Yeah.
The way they told their mission, the way they um, led with, I think, charity and concern and authenticity, integrity. I don't know. I'm putting words out there. What are
No,
the
but
words that come
that's
to mind?
exactly true. That's all true. I am always so proud to work for this company and talk about what they do and how they impact lives, as they say, on both sides of the bottle.
Yeah.
I will always give to Healing Hands. I do the 25 Collective too, because I really believe in the good work they're doing. And so it's an honor for me to work for them. And it stems from the top down, and I think that's the difference. The,
Right. They set a tone, they set a standard, they set a bar. It's a really high bar, by the way, which um, I challenge anyone to try to jump that bar. Even the best hurdlers that I've seen, they keep moving the bar up too, which is something I love. Like they never say, "Oh, no, we're right about everything," and hold their ground. They're like, "Oh, let's take a look at this." And that makes me think of our journey with metabolic health, and it makes me think of our journey now with microbiome health, right? Like these are all
amazing.
brand new
Life
adventures.
changing. Life
Yeah,
changing.
yeah, like new terrain, right? Like, new worlds, really, like worlds that no one ever talked about before. And there's doTERRA, and they're bringing us along.
Yeah, I agree with you. They're constantly raising the bar. And so they're going along with all of the amazing research that's out right now. You and I know MetaPower has completely changed our lives, but so many other people for the better. It's just
Yeah.
an amazing product
So
system.
one thing that's coming to mind, this wasn't a question I was going to ask you, but I think it's an important question, which is if there's someone out there watching this right now and they're thinking, I want to try doTERRA. I I don't know how I can, like move from what I'm doing, maybe the protocols I'm doing, or the companies I'm working for, or the things that I'm using. But doTERRA sounds exciting to me. I like what I'm reading. I like the results I'm seeing. Can you talk a little bit about what gave you the courage to really start over? Because, what maybe people don't understand is that you were doing great. Like you were in a beautifully successful position when doTERRA came into your, knowledge, and you looked at them for the first time, and you started to think differently. I mean, that wasn't, it's like that was an easy shift for you.
It wasn't an easy shift, but I couldn't stay in the other place.
Hmm.
And I think it was really impressive that the female owner and founder came out to speak with us. Of course, for you and Fred, but with several of us, and
Yeah. Took a
getting
lot of time. Yeah.
getting to understand us and us understanding that her was huge. What a brilliant move.
Yeah.
And that's what and who doTERRA is. They make the time. It doesn't matter what level you're on, they make the
Right.
time.
Right.
And I think that's fascinating. But I think it's because they really foster community, they foster equality, they foster um, sharing, not of only the product, but I never feel like when I meet someone who is my rank or higher that we can't have a really great conversation and then even a great partnership.
Right.
And we don't benefit each other than we lift each other up.
I
And
know.
it's one of the things I love about doTERRA. There's no, well, let's put it positively. There's such grace and such care and commitment and generosity. I love
Yeah.
it.
No, it's amazing. I mean, the things I can think of, like, I don't know, popping memories, right? Like eating pizza in New York City at 11 o'clock at night with one of the owners of doTERRA. Who gets to do that, right? Going to Mexico, right?
Yeah.
On what was supposed to be like a relaxing trip, and then landing and being invited to eat with all of the owners, right? At the very, I was like, and just, being so welcomed when I was trying to be like
Was-
incognito.
That was so
That
fantastic,
was
wasn't
fun,
it? Come on.
but you're like, no, we're going to get to know this company better. And they're going to, you were amazing how you just kind of, brought all of that together. And then I don't know if we could touch on this, but you even brought doTERRA into, your other world, which is Memorial Sloan Kettering.
It's
And
it,
and
it was
some of
it
the
was
doctors
interesting.
there, right, that you were confident enough in what they were doing that you could show them to the physicians that you, I think to this day, still highly, highly respect
Oh, 100%.
and are
Oh my.
super grateful too for what they've done in your son's life.
It's a different hospital, and it's especially different in peds. Pediatrics is a whole different world. So when people say they're going to MSKCC and they're an adult, I really don't have that experience.
Right.
Right? It's a
Thank God.
very
Yeah.
it's a very well, but in on any form with the
Right.
person who, not just myself. And so what I say to people is keep an open mind, talk to your physician, know if you can work with them. They are not the only physician who's doing what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
If you're not questioning, so in uh, which is going back to your point, our oncologists, our surgeons, our neurosurgeons, our endocrinologists, our pulmonologists, I mean, cardiologists, nephrologists, these people are brilliant, but they're also so kind and they take the time. And in Memorial, which is kind of interesting, they treat the patient. They don't go by a protocol. They set protocols. So I think there was like a 500 step protocol for Luke when he was first diagnosed. And we made it to number 4 and then we were off. We were already off in a different direction because he responded differently than they anticipated. Right. And so being able to go with that instead of sticking to a protocol that is not applied anymore to the patient.
Right.
Yeah, so they can do that. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful. And I was grateful that Dr. Hill from doTERRA came with me for that conversation. The conversation about it went really well. And Luke's physician is world renowned for this
Yes.
cancer. And he was totally on board. The only thing is what gets funded there is different than what we do. The delivery system being an oil versus being a synthetic is different. It's different in research, it's different in application. And so they really would have had to invent the wheel. Now, I do know that their integrative department does use essential oils there, and I believe it's doTERRA. I'm just happy they're there.
Yeah.
Because as a patient's mom, I wasn't allowed to talk about them.
And that alone is a
Yes.
testament to the efforts I think that you've made, and you're a big part of that. The change that's being made, because one of the things I love about Denise is she's truly integrative. There is no part of her that says, let's not look at that, that I'm going to close myself off from that. You may choose not to take that road,
Mhm.
but you don't close yourself off from new ideas, new thoughts, new approaches. Let's look at it differently, and I have learned so much from you about how that makes life better, and that makes life possible in your case,
Well, thank
obviously.
you. Thank you.
Tremendous,
But you've
tremendous.
given me a wealth of knowledge in natural protocols and practicing, and I don't know how I would have navigated it without your expertise and your willingness to dive deep.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm excited because we're going to move forward in countries like Brazil and other places, and we're going to start doing the same thing. So if you
Cool.
know anyone in Brazil, we're really excited about Brazil right now, and some other
Yeah,
places, right?
some
Yeah.
beautiful people there right now.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Really excited about oils, kind of young in the modality. So yeah, it's really excited. So I know your motivation to share is so beautiful. Like, and I know you've used so many things, but what's going on in your life now? Like, what products are, wowing you at the moment? What products are driving your health? Because you look amazing.
So do you.
We unfortunately we kind of revealed your age with the this and that questions, but no one would be able to know that. So, what's your secret, Denise? What are you using?
Oh, what don't I use? Okay, so my like
How
my
about top
core.
five? Give me top five. You can
Okay,
only have five.
so the okay, so my bag that I carry around with me,
Yeah,
right, is always going to be Digesten, always for multiple reasons. Always going to have lavender, again, multiple reasons. Always going to have On Guard.
right.
Can't
That one
live
I
without
knew.
On Guard.
Yeah.
There's always going to be any number of citrus oils.
Do you have a favorite right now? Like, are you rotating through your citruses? Is it grapefruit? Is it something else?
It depends on what I'm drinking. If I'm drinking tea, it's going to be wild orange. If I'm drinking
Okay.
water, it's going to be grapefruit
Okay.
and white grapefruit specifically. Love it.
Okay. Over the pink.
Love it. Yeah. And I have to say, I know this isn't one product, all MetaPower.
All power.
Even the recharge. Holy cow. Love that
Amazing.
product. Love, love, love.
Are
But
you
all
lemon lime or strawberry girl?
definitely lemon lime.
Lemon lime. Okay.
Definitely. Hands down.
Love it.
I mean, I'm not really not joking. It's always near me. It's amazing. Amazing.
She walks the talk. She lives the life. It's all real.
Love it.
None of it's made up.
I love
Oh
it.
my gosh, we could go on
I
forever, but
know.
we have a
I
time
know.
constraint here. I hate this. We're gonna have to do a part 3, 4, 5, and 6, and
Okay.
have you back on the show. This has been so amazing, and like I said to you at the beginning of the show, for me, this is like putting together a family photo album in video. It's just like all the precious moments. I hate that phrase, but you know what I mean? Like all of the really important moments of life, trying to cram them all into one place. And I'm so grateful for your time and everything you've done in the world. I would love to do this again, but we end the conversation with something that is a ripoff from a show that I loved. The fun thing about doing podcasts is you can do things the way you want to, right? So there was a show on PBS called The Actors Studio with James Lippman that you may be familiar with, because we're the same generation. And the concept was just to give 10 questions and off the top of your head, give one word or one phrase answer. So are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Go.
Now, this is not essential oil related at all. It can be, but it's not. So, first question, favorite smell?
Meatballs cooking on Sunday morning.
Smell you hate?
Ugh. A perfume counter at a department store. I can't even stand it.
What brings you the greatest sense of peace?
The ocean.
What irritates you the most?
So I was going to say lack of merging skills in New Jersey,
I would do it.
but But going a little higher than that, inequities.
What's your favorite character trait in a human being?
Oh, easy. Kindness.
Mm. What is your favorite guilty pleasure?
Traveling. Always traveling.
And we love to travel together. She's a
Oh
great
my
traveler.
gosh, love traveling. So fun.
What's the last food you'd like to eat before you pass on?
Anything in Italy, as
That
long
gives
as
you
we're
a
in
wide
Italy.
range.
Yeah, anything in Italy. I'd be there.
If you had a magic wand right now
Hmm.
and you can eradicate any disease or illness, which would you eradicate first?
So I want to say all bloodborne diseases because it comes from the same thing. If I had to pick one, I think it would be childhood cancer because why?
Because why?
They didn't they didn't earn that. They didn't live that life. So, but I think all bloodborne because it's the same thing. It's the
Yeah,
same case.
good choice. Yeah, good choice. All right, I'm giving you $500. You cannot break it up in any way, shape, or form. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, I have a very different outlook on money. So I'm going to say something that makes a difference, whether it's in one person's life or many. It's not going to be, I'm not going to pay a bill with it.
Okay. The bills will get paid, right?
Correct.
What one word would you like to leave the audience with?
This is so hard. Okay. Um, either citizenship or connection or community. One of those. Maybe citizenship.
Beautiful.